Cormorants, they're not just a flying black plague of death, they're a pretty good trout catching fly also. Good morning and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Bransford again. Actually, I enjoyed myself so much a couple of weeks ago. I've took the trip back down here again. I've got a match and some practice coming up at Elladine, so I thought I'd just have a change of scenery 2 or 3 times before spending a few weeks back at Elladine. So Cormorant flies, they are a must-have in your box in my opinion. On today's, like today, where it's sunshine, there's an orange thing in the sky, what's that all about? Anyone see one of them in the last 10 weeks? And it's cold and you're a bit, oh, do they want naturals, do they want lows? Cormorants come into their own. They'd like a crossover between the two. They're brilliant, and they're also a very good fly for droppers, which is probably where I'll use them today, especially in combination with Fabs and Blobs. But I'm going to get set up now and we'll see if I can catch a few using cormorants today. Right, so I'm going to start on the small lake. Again, I saw nothing move on either lake and there's no wind. I'm going to, I think my opening gambit's going to be the Cortland intermediate with a black blob on the point and size 12 pearly cormorant on the dropper. Only 2 flies, 12-foot leader, 6 foot apart, and I'm just going to fish this at different depths on a medium paced figure of 8, just see how they react. Like I said, I've not seen anything move in this bright blue sky. It might take them a while to adjust and get used to it, because like I said, they haven't seen a sun in weeks and weeks and weeks. So yeah, let's just search some depths and see if we can find anything that might be willing to follow a bit further down in the water. I think just while I let this cast sink down, I thought I'd have a quick chat about retrieves you can use with cormorants. The world's your oyster with this one. They'll respond to most retrieves with them. My favourite is probably a steady figure of 8, especially if I've got an intermediate and something on the point and then a cormorant on the dropper. If you've got that kind of setup, a medium paced strip will work as well. I mean, I've caught them absolutely ripping them through, but it tends to be less effective. Medium tends to be the one with cormorants, like a medium paced one, whether that's figure of 8 or small strips. But flip that on its head. If you have a team of cormorants with, say, a fab on the point you're fishing washing line, you can fish them static. I think it's because they've got that, like I said in the intro, crossover between, are they a nymph slash buzzer, are they a mini low? I don't know what the fish think they are, but they just come into their own where the fish don't know what they want. And today, I don't know if they're going to know what they want, because there's not a great deal moving. And I've not had a pull yet, but I am pretty confident in the tactics, and as it warms up, hopefully the fish will start moving more. I'm just going to give this one a medium pace strip. Let's try that. Adding a few longer ones in as well is quite good with these. And when you get to the hang, for some reason trout love taking cormorants on the hang, so try and give yourself a long, slower one, bring it right up in the water so you can see everything. I've caught loads of fish on these with a hang. Probably the fly I've caught most on a hang with. I've just had my first one have a go at it. I wasn't paying attention, I was watching a duck and the line stopped dead. And then I went again and he's had another go at it. Hasn't taken it, but I think he's gone for the cormorant, to be fair, rather than the blob. But that was 20 seconds down. But it was virtually under the rod tip, so he's probably there is a few fish starting to move now. That temperature's risen just a little bit and there's a bit of movement, which is a good sign. If I keep seeing fish come up, I might pick up the washing line. It's probably a bit cold at the moment, not enough fish activity, but the fact that if I just had a pull and had one have a go at it, it's a confidence boost. I had 45 minutes in that first peg. There's a few fish getting caught on the bigger legs. I've moved over it and the water clarity is so much better. I've taken the blob off the point and put on a mini black mamba. It did well last time, even if it's just to get pulls, just to try and find the fish. But I'm going to stick with the intermediate and the 2 flies to start with. Another 20 minutes in that peg and I didn't have a touch, but you can see in the camera there's a bit of breeze started blowing up here, this corner. And you know me, as soon as there's a bit of breeze I can't help, I've got to be in it. It's just fish booster. So I've put the intermediate down and I've picked the floating line up with a washing line, and I'm just going to cast it out. I'm just going to drift it on the breeze and see if I can maybe pick something up that way. There's a fish just top there as well. That's a very good sign. I just had one follow it all the way and it was like tiny little tip, tip, tip all the way. And I thought it was catching bottom, to be honest. But I've brought it out and lifted the hang and he's just like trundled slowly behind it and then followed the fab and then just swam off. He was interested, but I don't know, maybe they want a bit of movement. There's lots and lots of fish. Well, I say lots and lots, I've seen 5 or 6. They're coming down this margin, here and shooting up there. So I think I want to move over there and then I can fish this area here where they seem to be. There's no point if the fish are going up and down and using this as a patrol route. I don't see the point in casting that way and having a very short period where the fish are. I'd rather sit there, fish up here and bring it back down the patrol route where the fish are seem to be going up and down. I have never ever gone this long without catching a fish at Bransford. I can only assume it's the bright sunshine and drop in temperature. Bring back the rain and cloud, all is forgiven. These fish just do not want to feed. There's me, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 other anglers here, and I've seen one person catch a fish. Days like today, you can come with the best intentions, best methods, best ideas, but you can't make them feed. It's just fishing. Out of interest, I think I'm going to have a few more casts with this, and I'm going to put a bung setup on with, not with cormorants, just with cat bugs and stuff, and just chuck it out and drift it on the wind and see whether maybe they're just not interested in chasing, but they might take something that's just static through the water. Literally everybody is pulling lures, like everybody. So, and it's not working, and I'm getting the impression that because it's not working, these fish might have been in for a few weeks, and although I've seen no signs of buzzer hatches or fish feeding on buzzers, it just screams to me that there's no point keep pulling lures if people aren't catching them or fishing bright garish things. Fish obviously don't want them, so I've took the cat bugs off the bung and I've popped a size 14 and a size 16 wicked white buzzers on, and I'm just going to fish them towards the margins where it might warm up and get a bit of a hatch. Oh, there's one just rose there. So we'll see how we go, but at least we know there's a fish close by. This is definitely going to be a case of chopping and changing, moving pegs, but it's getting busier and busier the warmer it gets. Moving pegs is going to be a bit difficult soon. It's definitely a thinking angler's day, this. There's a few fish topping now. Oh, he's come off! No! No, 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 no! Ah! Just lost one on buzzers. But, oh, what in God's name is that done? That smashed me to bits. Beggar. But, that was, made a change, and it's resulted in a take. And that's what fishing's all about, getting it right on the day. And obviously whatever I was doing wasn't right, but I'm going to have to set this back up because it's totally messed me up. The state of that. But it's positive. That's another take on missed with buzzers and bung. They definitely seem to be sitting off that reed bed. But I feel like I'm closer to catching one now. That's the main thing. I feel like it's a matter of a time rather than if. It's finally got one. I'll be really careful with this though, because I think that's took the 2.5, size 16 at 2.5 foot. Man, I've worked hard for that fish. I have worked really hard for that fish. But I say time and time again on the channel, if you think it, do it. I watched everybody pull those all day. I've pulled those all day. And I've not had, well, I had one have a go at on the first peg. But I've seen nothing else caught. I thought, let's just try natural slowly. I've had 3 bites now in 10 minutes. I say all day. It's only about 11:30, but for here I'm normally done by now. But yeah, that is one very, very hard-earned fish. And what it's done, it's told me that them fish are feeding at about 2.5 foot down. So I'm gonna have another go, see if I can catch another one on the bung at 2, and if it goes at 2.5 foot, I'll pick up the other rod and I'll count it down to about 2.5 foot and see if I can catch them on cormorants again. Right, let's get you sorted, mate. Thank you very much, fish. This is definitely what they want. Yeah, it's took the 2.5 foot again. Oh, he's come off. Oops. Oh dear. It's time for another content creator shout out, and this time it's for Rick at Rick's Fishing. He visits lots of different venues, some I've never even heard of, a lot of them down south, and he set himself a challenge of visiting 10 new venues that he's never fished himself before in 2026. So there's lots of interesting stuff coming up. After you finish watching mine, I'll pop a link to Rick's latest one at Manningford in the comments. Go have a click, go have a watch, and see if you like his content. Started death this now. There's a bit of breeze before and about a 30-minute spell where I had 4 or 5 takes on the indicator. Landed one, lost one, missed a few. But since the wind's gone, it's just dead again. That hatch that must have been is finished now because there's no fish topping either. As soon as that breeze has come back. As soon as that breeze has come back. Two and a half foot down again. Well, number 2. Really complain. There we go. Oh, he's come off again. Right, so I've got about half hour, 40 minutes left. I've packed the bung rod up. It's done its job. I found where the fish was sitting, depth they were sitting at, so I've picked the intermediate up. I've put a size 12 cormorant on the point and a size 14 cormorant on the dropper. I'm just going to fish it around the same areas, count it down to 2.5, 3 foot, and just fish it really, really slowly. See if I can catch a fish on a cormorant in a cormorant fishing upload. If I can't, it's going to look a bit silly, but hey, it's fishing. It doesn't always go to plan. And like I said, I've actually caught fish, which is a lot more than if most people, unfortunately. So we'll see how we get on. I'll have 2 more casts and then call it a day. I think loads of people have left now. Let's see what the catch book says. No, it's just not meant to be on cormorants today, unfortunately. But it's one of them things. It's definitely not the fly. But I'm going to get this retrieved, get everything packed up, and we'll see you back at the car. Well, cormorants didn't work today. But saying that, not much did. I've just had a look at the catch report and there's been 11 people fishing, and I think most have gone now, and there's been 4 fish recorded, and that's without mine. So I've had 2 landed, lost 3, missed a few. So I might not have caught on cormorants, but I've worked really hard to actually get some action. Don't let the video put you off trying cormorants. They are an absolutely brilliant fly. It was just today, the fish haven't wanted anything moving. They've been really finicky. I've had to scale down to size 16 static buzzers to try and catch a fish, and in the end that's how I did catch them. But yeah, don't write cormorants off based on my failure. Definitely get some in your box and give them a try. I hope you have enjoyed the video still, even if it's just watching me work it out and finding a few fish. But it's been the toughest I've ever known at Bransford today. Like I said, it's not just been for me. I've had a good day compared to some, so I can't complain. But again, I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you have, please drop a like, a comment, hit the hype button and hit the subscribe. And thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye. If you do fancy trying any of the flies I've used today, most are available on the Fritz and Flash website. You can get 10% off by subscribing to my channel. Once you've done that, just pop in the code SSF10 into the coupon box, and the discount will be applied at the checkout. Tight lines.